is going on, you guys? Welcome to Winna Beach, the Dumb and Hungry podcast, where we talk about our food adventures and our favorite food groups. I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry. It's a good thing we are not live, huh?
Yep.
Maybe we should keep that.
No, that's fine.
You want to
We can keep that. I just felt bad because you were going on a ride and then just got knocked off. Just fender bendered you.
Oh man, she's already taken over. Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry.
And this is Jamie.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us. We hope you're doing all right. We're joined once again by Jamie, aka Jammers. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year and all those good things to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Like, it's a fun weekend. I'm about to return back to work. We're about to be open at our restaurant for the new year, which, I'm not, it's like whatever, to be quite honest. I had a nice break, and I think I just need to, get my feet wet again and then get into that groove of working.
Sure. But
yeah. It
sounds like you had a nice kind of break in between, like a few weeks off to kind of...
Yeah, it's a really weird having a restaurant, like on a campus, because you follow this academic year, which a lot of teachers are probably, if you're a teacher out there, you're familiar with, holiday schedule. And to me, you're lucky if you get Christmas off, just Christmas and maybe the day of New Year's. But I had 2.5 weeks off.
Oh, man. That's unheard of. It feels like in the restaurant industry.
It's completely unheard of. I think a lot of restaurants were doing this during the last few years, including the pandemic year. But as we're getting out of it, I guess, to me, the pandemic is still going on. But as it's getting less and less fatal and, morphing into these different strains and stuff where maybe all you get is a cold. I noticed that restaurants, they're open now the day after Christmas or they're open the day of New Year's Eve. Maybe it's a shortened day, but it's kind of starting getting back into its regular capitalist schedule. And for once, I'm glad to be not a part of that, I guess. Yeah. So it's been really nice, having some days where I just didn't do anything and I just got to enjoy and rest and, be with friends and stuff.
That's good. You can give us some ideas of how you were able to relax and...
I played a lot of board games. I had lots of friends that were from out of town back into town. So I think it's just so easy just to meet up at a cafe or a board game cafe or something and crack a game open, bring some snacks. I had a lot of friends that actually cooked and we did potlucks where we just brought snacks or food from different places and we would nosh and game. I thought that was really fun.
Ooh, nice.
I saw some movies. I took naps.
Naps are good. They're so underrated, I feel.
They're really underrated and it didn't end with a work nightmare, so
that's good.
It was just very nice. So yeah, it was a really restful holiday and now working on a college campus, I guess what I'm focusing on now is spring break and then and then I believe something that they call it commencement, which is the graduation of whoever's graduating from the university. So I mean it'll be exciting just to see families and I guess be a part of their memories, I guess of them graduating college or something. So it'll kind of be cool. There's always something going on at the campus, so it'll just be really nice to see that. And then it'll be nice because I'll be getting a spring break.
Exactly.
And I'll be getting a summer break, and I'm starting to figure I'm starting to find how fun it is having weekends off, because I haven't had a weekend off I think since high school.
Yeah
Literally. And when I wasn't working. And then once I started getting a job, movie theaters and stuff, it's those places don't close. So I just immediately started getting used to working holidays. And it was no big deal to me because it's when you're in an Asian family, it's I'd rather see my friends than my family. So I just got really used to working that schedule. But now, I like these. I treasure these weekends, when you work in the restaurant industry in LA or really wherever. And it just doesn't exist to you. A weekend to you is Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some odd kind of offbeat kind of schedule that.
And I'm actually enjoying this. because some restaurants, like, I can never try because they'd be closed the same days too. So it's just like, oh, I can't go. And I can never go to Smorgasburg. And it's like, oh, I have the opportunity now to go to these places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And get, maybe some half days, I guess, depending on the holidays and, the breaks,
It's really wild. Like, I have a half day this Friday because, like, we're off on MLK Day. And, I really think that, he's a huge influence. If he's taught in the history classes, like, I think everyone should be off, including restaurant people, I mean, so it's really crazy to even have that weekend off, or President's Day.
Right.
Yeah, like, what? So, really interesting. Still, I've only been like 3 months old, like, working there. So, it'll be really interesting just to get a full, like, assessment of the year, and that way I can plan accordingly. But yeah, I think to have a restaurant on a school campus is very peculiar. And then also, I was gonna say busy days. Like, to me, a busy day now is a Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Friday is like
it's dead.
It's dead because everybody still has like these hybrid schedules where they just rather work at home. And I can even feel it. Like, even the traffic. Like, it's even like the traffic is lightest on Friday, which is crazy. Because to me that should be like your heaviest day,
right?
And it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so very exciting.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a change for sure, but hopefully you enjoy it, when you can. And good. Glad you had a good break.
Yeah. It was really great.
I also remember you had shared that you had visited the happiest place on earth.
No. Yeah, me and my fiance, we went to Disneyland like about a week before Christmas, and we don't have kids, so I just wanted to enjoy the park at its emptiest, which is the morning.
Right.
So we got up super early. We went in there and we immediately tackled what is it? Is it called like Tomorrowland?
And
then what's the Star Wars land called?
I think it's called Star Wars Land.
Is it really called
I think it's called
Sorry. I just have not been to Disneyland like the last like 5 years. And then even like the last time I was there, it was like pre-pandemic. It's just like really packed now. Like, back in the day, you can go there on a Tuesday or something, and then it just like maybe it'd be like 20 minutes for rides. But I guess it's just year round where like just everybody just wants to go there.
Yeah.
It was good though. Like, I mean, you really can't fall to Disneyland for bad food. Like, everything I ate was like good.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's like, and I hope that, and I think that they do understand that you're paying so much money and you're standing in all these lines, so it better be worth it to you. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really buy anything. Like, I think me and my fiance got away with only spending $60 all in all.
Not bad.
Yeah, because we had to, like, someone walk us in, because I would never ever pay for Disneyland. It's in its entirety. It's just crazy. So we had lunch at like somewhere in Star Wars Land. It wasn't that bad. Like, I think I had like a short rib dish. It wasn't too far away from Smuggler's Run.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and it was really cool inside. And then I also got like some sort of a weird like cold brew with like Cocoa Puffs on the top. I mean, it's really whimsical. Their dishes in Star Wars Land. It's cute. I kind of wish there wasn't TikTok, so you can just like figure stuff out on its own.
On your own, yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, TikTok's really useful because it's like, okay, cool. Like, I know what I'm kind of expecting going in there. I don't kind of have to waste my time. So if I like it, I'll just like bookmark that TikTok and then go there.
Right.
Kind of like what we did with this dim sum place.
This morning, we'll get to that. Yeah. We'll definitely get to that.
It was cute, but yeah, Disneyland is just so expensive.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and they gotta figure something out with the crowds, because it's like, I understand that like pandemic's over and people can go there now and stuff, but at the same time, like, there wasn't like a disease before and there were dead days, so I don't know what it is, and they keep hiking up the prices, but people keep managing to pay for it. So.
Exactly. They're still willing to. Yeah. And so if people are still willing to, how much more can they get away with?
Yeah.
But that was the old Bob. Well, the old Bob is back, but replacing the new Bob.
I hope
don't
it
know.
Makes things better.
I certainly hope so. But I'm glad you got to enjoy, and thank the friends that they can help us get to those places.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very cool. Well, maybe we'll find a time to go out there together and try to explore that.
Yeah, I think
together.
it'd be cool to do a Disneyland food episode, like. I think
yeah, because you're right. I think a lot of the food, there is actually quite decent. There's not really a bad bite.
And they do like seasonal stuff. Like,
yeah.
Right now we have Lunar New Year coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that they're doing like a special menu probably.
Yeah.
They usually do something with that, depending on like the holidays and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, now you got me going. I'll be looking forward to that. Well, as for me, I tried to lay low. Didn't have too much time off this year as usually would. Probably about a week, which is still nice. But mostly still, I don't know, catching up with stuff around the house projects and this and that. But I was glad to visit a couple of spots. One spot actually near where I am it's in Long Beach. Mm-hmm. It's a Peruvian sushi spot.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's called Sushi Nikkei.
Okay.
And Nikkei is like a specific kind of style of cooking, kind of that intersection of Peruvian and Japanese cooking. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it's with sushi. And so, I mean, like for an example, you have like a ceviche, but more Peruvian, but you have very high quality, seafood in there.
Okay.
A very citrusy kind of, I don't know if it's a juice or a sauce or
like
something.
Did they use yuzu or something?
Well, not quite, but it is got a nice acidity to it. But then you also have like those little, I forget what you call those, like those little corn kernels that you have in Peruvian.
I know what they're called. Yeah.
I
don't want to say corn nuts, but that's what it is. I know that's what you were thinking, but
traditional Peruvian corn nuts.
Yeah, you want to be proper.
Right, exactly.
That's okay.
And
Everybody
also
knows what you're talking about.
And also topped with like shaved sweet potato, which was a nice kind of interesting addition on there. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but among other things, I mean, they had, I'll have to share a link, of the menu and everything, but had a lot of, typical sushi like, otoro and yellowfish, yellowtail and, tuna and things like that. Just very good cuts. And then they have several of, again, like kind of what they call Nikkei style, whether sushi or rolls or whatever. So, that's just one of the many, fun things that I've had there.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it's a place that you would go, certainly if you were like for maybe a special occasion. I think like it, unfortunately, for the price point, I'd rather have Ace. Although you're not going there for Ace, but probably if I'm going to spend some money, I'll probably go to Ace.
Okay.
But it's something. But just get Ace. But
you're all about quantity. I see.
In this case, but it is an excellent restaurant to visit.
Okay.
And there are some other spots in LA that specialize in Nikkei style, and I just kind of under the radar, so I'll have to look into that too. But definitely enjoyed that. But otherwise, just chilling at home or visiting family or things like that. We had a late kind of post-holiday kind of party. We did the gift exchange with some of the, some of the friend groups, and so we met up, had a little potluck, and exchanged gifts and things like that. It turns out that none of us either don't know or remember the rules of how to play like Secret Santa or whatever. Like we were kind of confused, like how do we know who got who or whatever? I don't know. Was
it like Secret Santa, or were you talking about Yankee Christmas?
I think it's a Secret Santa. What is Yankee Christmas again?
Yankee Christmas is basically like White Elephant. Like you get a number.
Oh no,
and then someone steals, and you can only steal up to 2 or 3 times. Then it's locked.
Not quite. No. This is the Secret Santa. Everyone's assigned a person, right? And I don't know what your thoughts are. I mean, like some people, like we're cool with it because it's predictable and we know what we're gonna get for that person is exactly what they want. Mm-hmm. But some people are like, oh, you need to. Where's the fun in that? Where's removes all the mystery, and the sincerity. I don't know.
That's hard because as adults, it's like if we like something, we just fucking buy it. Like
yeah, that's it.
Even this year, like I was wanting to we'd go to the board game shops, and my fiance was like, okay, if I see something and you have it in your hand and you want to buy it, and I tell you to put it down.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Put it down. And then, like later on when Christmas happened and I opened all the presents, there was a point where I was at a store and I saw the game, and I was like, oh, this game is like $15. Games retail usually like $40 at, new and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is a steal. And then I kind of saw him like give me this eye, like these stink eyes. And I was like, okay, I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
Okay. But I never got the hint. I was like, oh, okay,
oh boy,
don't buy it.
Okay.
But I never put two and two together. But yeah, I think it is hard to shop for, for people. And in order to get like, you have to really know them if you really want to go off the map,
Yeah.
Maybe their Amazon, like you don't even want to look at their Amazon
wish
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some people where if I see something and I'm like, oh, they'd never buy this for themselves, that's great. But I feel that that's like getting, I guess, with this like, I don't know if it's like this generation of like traumatized kids.
Oh my gosh.
Working through trauma and generational trauma, but I really feel like this, like our generation is like, we're going to buy what we want to buy.
Right.
Like figures, whatever. Yes, we're grown-ups, but we're going to buy it. So I think like gift giving for people nowadays is really hard. Yeah, like, and I just think, we live in such a capitalist economy now. Like,
oh boy,
I see like, like my younger, like second cousins getting presents, and I'm just like, I never got MacBooks or anything. It's like at my age, I get like maybe a Nintendo game. Like, what is the markup? Like, what is the economy now that we're working with? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think I'll just stick to the Secret Santa, the wish list personally.
Yeah.
And just get these people exactly what they want.
Exactly.
And if they don't like it, they can. There is a gift receipt, okay, and they can exchange it.
There are different like types of gift giving I will give. Like, I mean, before fucking inflation, I used to go to the joint and order like 10 lobsters or something from them, and then I would just give it to like couples to share, like, hey, here's a lobster for Christmas. Because it's just like, you would never, it's like, okay, it's like, what do you guys want for Christmas? And then they'll be like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when you say something like, oh, do you want a crab or a lobster to eat them? Yeah, I
of
do.
Course.
Yeah, so I think that was like, I think a nice little creative gift that I would do. Something that's less crazy like that is what my cousin does. She actually does calendars for the family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's also like the family photographer. So usually throughout the party or a party, she'll be floating around with her camera and she'll take photos, or she'll pull photos from like Instagram, since I'm never at family parties. And yeah, she'll like piece together, get everybody's birthday, if anyone's like, babies, whatever, partners. And and I think that's a great present too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think something like that is a good gift too as well. But like I said, it's hard to go shopping for people nowadays, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, that's why gift receipts exist. So if you don't like it, just trade it back or get an Amazon gift card. I don't know.
I mean, the present that you've got me and the present I've gotten you, like, I think we're pretty good at knowing each other. Yeah.
Like, I think we got a pretty good record.
Yeah, it's
so
easy.
Far.
It's like food. Does it have anything to do with food? Like, yeah. So it's all about knowing the person, I think. Sometimes I don't like Secret Santas because I know that last year with my, like, the staff at the last restaurant I was at, like, this dude that I have, like, I never talked to. We're not friends, and we're certainly not enemies at work, but it's just, like, we work in two opposite, like, sides of the restaurant. So it's, like, it's not a lot of time or, like, not really, like, any time to, like, get to know him or anything. So luckily there was, like, a link where we can put, like, a wish list. I think I asked for, like, a light bulb / kind of, like, knife like combo, just because like I walk my dog at night, and I think what he ended up getting me was a switchblade.
Oh my god!
And a tiny flashlight.
Talk about tactical. I mean, that's
knowing him, he went to the liquor store by his house and got it. But hey, you know what? Like, when I'm on the subway, I use that knife. I've never had to use it, but like, it's in my pocket when I'm walking my dog. Like, he got me this really cool flashlight. Like, I don't know if this is the new standard nowadays, but it's USB. Like, you can charge it USB.
No kidding.
It's pretty, and it's really tiny, and it's really bright. But I mean, that was like, so that's kind of like a forced Secret Santa, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got lucky, and I ended up pulling like my friend, like my work friend, And he's just super easy. Like, and then I ended up going to Now Serving and getting him like some kitchen supplies.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and a book. So it was like done.
Okay.
Yeah. I even made him go get it himself.
Okay. You work for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told Ken, the owner, like, hey man, I know it's under my name, blah, blah, blah. I was going to pick it up. This is actually his Christmas present. And he's like, okay, I'm going to pull the receipt. I was like, yeah, he's not going to return it or exchange it. Just give it to him and that's it. He's like, okay, cool. So.
Oh boy.
This year, I think next year I'm going to shoot that for my employee. I'll probably do that for this new job I'm at. I'll probably do that with them because I didn't know what kind of power and what I can do in there. And then now moving forward, I know that I can actually throw them a party. I can do a Secret Santa using the university's money.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that.
There's money to go around.
Yeah.
Especially with them.
Yeah. This university has a ton of money. And university has a Lululemon like compilation or whatever, like collab. Has the money to give me to do some pizzas and
exactly.
some streamers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the least they could do.
Yeah, so that was the holidays on my end.
Good. Well, glad to hear that, and hopefully look forward to, I don't know, a better year ahead. I hope, it.
Yeah, I mean.
But it's fine. I think we actually started it pretty good this year. Actually, today, I'd say it was a pretty strong start to the year because what we'll talk about shortly, some of our food adventures. So, but yeah, I want to thank you and thank everyone here again for joining us. And as we continue to talk about, our favorite, places that we visit and food spots and pop-ups and restaurants in between and just everything. You notice that it's really just me and Jammers today. My Chow is indisposed, or I don't know. He's just not here. Okay,
so we can be honest about that.
He's enjoying his anime.
Yeah, he's at anime. That's fine.
So we'll catch you for sure. So don't worry. He's not going nowhere. Not if I have anything to do with it. So. But yeah, we wanted to just kind of talk about, just start off things with the new year and see what we're looking forward to, maybe reflect a little bit on, what we've enjoyed so far. But we just want to start off here on a place that we visited today. And Jammers, I think if you can, you found out about this place. I might have seen it in my radar, but didn't really look too closely into it. But we did get to try this spot today. It's called Bistro 1968 out in San Gabriel Valley, the SGV. What can you tell us about this? And do me a favor. Basically, you can eat the microphone, the equivalent of just don't be afraid to, get in there.
Okay. Like I was in my office, I was doing some office stuff, and then I was just, I also like to still read a lot about like food openings and stuff. And I just recently saw that it opened up in Pasadena SGV, and I was like, oh, like a new like dim sum place.
Yeah.
And I saw the photos, and the photos looked really good.
You sure did.
I tried to look for a website. No website as
typical.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Chinese restaurant,
right?
Yeah.
Typical Chinese, like no. It's interesting though because it's like, okay, great, no social media, no one at that helm. So this means like obviously some like word of mouth is spreading through there.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I like Yelp reviews and whatever with like lots of. If I see like in the thousands and a consistent score, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go there.
Right.
But I did notice it was like a soft opening, so I'm like, okay, this could be shitty. if it's in its soft opening,
it could suck.
Yeah, because soft opening to me is like, okay, we're still getting our bearings. It's not going to be perfect. It might be good. It might not be. So let's see. And then I looked at the hours. Hours are pretty good. It's 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty extensive, I think, for dim sum.
And I'm not like the biggest, like I said, dim sum aficionado because like. I think maybe I've gone to like 2 or 3 dim sum places in my life, and I'm not like my dad. I'm not getting the tripe. I'm not getting the chicken feet. Okay. I'm getting the most, I'm getting the most
basic,
tamest items. You know, I want something fried. I want something steamed.
Right.
And then something sweet at the end. I guess it's like brunch. It's like brunch to me.
Yeah.
But I like the little bites. Like I'm one of those people that likes to order like several different dishes. And I thought about going like on the way home from work one of the days, but I was like, I want like 8 items. And there's no, I'm going to finish all of them.
No,
I'm going to go
exactly.
crazy ordering all this stuff.
If you're doing it on your own, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've been to dim sum on my own. It's really hard. I'll get like 3 or 4 things, and then I'll take a bunch of stuff home, and then I'll eat over the course of a week and stuff. But then I start to get like really burnt out.
Yeah.
So I also think it's like really fun, with friends.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming that's what the point of dim sum is.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I think
to get together with people and have like little bites and. And that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was like really intrigued about a lot of their dishes. So they have this one Instagram photo of like this abalone on a tart. And I was like, okay, I want that. And then there was another one where it was like a morel mushroom on top of a dumpling.
Oh, yeah. That looked really good.
Yeah, and that looks good. And that's when I called you and I was like, hey, let's go.
We need to do this, yeah.
Yeah, let's go get some dim sum.
And surely we did. And it was a good call, I got to say. Yeah, we so where this is, for those in LA, you're off the 10 freeway, you exit off San Gabriel, you head north, and I don't know if you can your impressions again, describe kind of the place and how you saw it as far as the space. It kind of looked a little industrial, didn't it?
Well, first of all, I got there early. They do have underground parking, but I don't think it opens up until a certain time. Because
I guess not, because when you were there,
because when I rolled up, the gate wasn't opening, so I U'd it out, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's Sunday. There's plenty of parking. There is plenty of parking like on the street.
Yeah.
So I parked right in front of the restaurant.
That helped, yeah.
The marquee is huge, so it's not in a strip mall. It's on its own place on the street, and I think nobody was lining up until I saw like a bunch of old ladies line up. And I was going to say, I don't know about you, but they're brutal, man. They're notorious cutters. Like, I just remember a long time ago going to a Boiling Crab and they bum rushed the front when there was clearly a line. I'm like, look, ladies, we were here waiting. You can't just come up and try to run in.
They want their boiling crab.
And try to get sat. So as soon as I saw them milling around, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stand up here with a book.
Right.
And I did, and then you met up shortly after. And it's not like we had a big crowd, because some places they won't seat you until the whole party's there.
I know. I think this was pretty impressive that they allowed us to do that. I mean,
Well, I mean, we were sat at an essentially like a 4-top. So since we put 3 and then they set us at a 4-top, it was like, it's easy. The guy will just slide in there.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to do any.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. If there was 6 of us and only 2 of us showed up, I think that'd be a different.
Right. Different story.
Yeah. Completely different story. But it was, I walked inside and it looked like a little, almost like a swap meet maybe, because there were no, because if you think about it, there were rooms, but they were open rooms. You know what I'm saying? They weren't 4-walled. They were maybe 2 walls up.
Yeah, they kind of look sectioned off, right? Almost like little kind of booths on their own.
Yeah. Everything was freshly painted. Did you notice that?
Yeah, very fresh.
And then the ceilings were really low.
Yeah, I mean, they were open ceilings in that, you could see all the piping, stuff. And
it was freshly painted.
Yeah,
exactly. It didn't look like any nicks or scratches.
Yeah.
And then we noticed the tablecloth was I said a notepad, for easy cleanup, for easy turnover.
Yeah, I mean, you could feel it.
There's 30 layers of it.
Exactly, you could feel it. It feels soft, kind of plushy. And then when you look at the end of the tablecloth, there's several layers of that.
Maybe because I work in restaurants that I keep noticing these weird details and I keep commenting on. I mean, it's nothing bad. It's I get it, it's better than wiping. It's even probably easier than wiping it down because you're really just you sweep it off.
Exactly.
You crumple it up and it crumples very tiny, in a tiny ball, and then you put the new plates and chopsticks or whatever.
Exactly.
But I noticed everything was in a room, and I kind of wish I kind of sat in the middle because the middle kind of opens everything up. But I think that's where the bigger parties are at. I think. But I find that interesting. I almost wanted to see their POS system to see how they broke up the sections.
Oh, sure.
But in terms of the appearance, that's what. Yeah, and then there was different rooms were painted red or green or just white. So it was for the ceiling to be dark gray. It was in order for the walls to pop to make it seem big.
It could be. Or maybe they're hiding rust. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either. I was shocked not to see mirrors anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Make it appear larger, I guess.
Yeah, because, like, some dim sum places have lots of mirrors.
Yeah.
And then I think also that's, like, a good thing to kind of see reflections off of people's plates and stuff, because I want to look to see what other people
they're
are
having.
ordering.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think also, so we were kind of the first to be sat. So we were basically sat kind of almost near the entrance, but off to the side.
Yeah, kind of in a little pocket.
Yeah.
Almost a nook, if you will, with like 2 other tables, I think.
Ton of tables, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In the rest of the area, it's a lot of seating. But our particular section here, yeah. And we had John join us as well. So we got to get his take on that, too. And but let's talk about some of the food and what we had and what you thought about it. So we got the typical staples, things like hargao and the hargao, there's like the regular, typical white, wrapper, and then they also have a gold variant, right? That's like really pitch black.
So Instagrammable. It's like
it's for the gram.
Yeah, it's black, and then it has gold, non-gold flake. I really think it was like.
It's a marker. No.
Yeah, I think they use I really think they either use a squeeze bottle or a paintbrush.
Yeah. Something like that to finish it.
Yeah. I mean, a ton of flavor, but I mean, it really is essentially like the same hargao.
Yeah, but just a little bigger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to say there was more taste to the one with squid ink, the black one.
I think so. I wonder
if that's because of
a little more savory. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, regardless.
But was it worth it? Because it was like $3 more.
That's true, right? Because
was that tiny bit of flavor in the shrimp $3 more?
It was worth it for the Instagram,
Yeah.
Those who put it on the gram and social media. But I mean, that's why we got 1 order of that and then 2 orders of the regular hargao. So just to kind of try it. But the hargao, at least the regular one, like I did feel like it had a nice wrapper that was like soft and it was plushy. Like when you bite into it, it just easily gives away. Because some of them, like, even though I think generally, like with dim sum places we've been, I visited, I do like in general. I mean, I'm not going to turn that down, but the wrapper can be a little gummy. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. So this less dry. So.
No, this is good.
And so it's easier to kind of chew through and enjoy.
Yeah, this was like, I don't know if like, sometimes I wonder, like, is food actually good or is like the hype up like,
yeah, that's right.
Like tricking us like mentally if this food is good. So that's what I was kind of like asking myself when I was eating this. But no, I think it was good. I haven't had dim sum really since before pandemic. It's been like quite a long time.
I think that's a good point. I have to remember if the last time I've been to dim sum, I mean, there's probably one time I think when I had family over, I went to Lunasia, and I told you that they don't really do table service. They just let you order off your phone, and then they bring the food to you, which was interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's kind of. Do they do that? Is that what Lunasia does now?
At least when we visited, and so
because this setup is kind of like what Lunasia was before. You just they give you like a list, like,
the list,
like sushi,
exactly, and you kind of specify your quantity.
Yeah, you mark it off, and then sometimes they'll confirm it, sometimes they won't. The guy just took it. The guy was like, "Cool, like, let's just fucking. We need to get some orders on the board for the kitchen. Like, yeah, we need to start pumping it out because it's Sunday, baby. Like, that's what to me. Like, he didn't confirm, and then maybe that's how come we got that whatever order like on accident. We started getting orders.
That's true. I mean, orders that we already got.
Yeah.
Like that pork bun and.
Like they started. And I was gonna say at a certain point, unfortunately, they did start like dropping stuff off where we were like, "Hey, we didn't order this. You gotta take it back."
I mean, I'd be happy to take it, but I think
we would be so full. Like I was so full. I'm even full right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have minded more egg tarts.
Yeah.
Like that was
more
really
sweets
good.
to balance that out. That'd be good.
Yeah. But everything was really good. Everything looked really good. I don't know if maybe they're still very like fresh or maybe, I mean, this restaurant probably had the most staff I'd seen in like, I just feel like restaurants in general just always hurting for staff.
Yeah.
So like to see a full staff like restaurant like this, I was like, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and like I said, like the service was great because like anytime I needed water or something, or like if we needed like a condiment, like it didn't fall on deaf ears like usual dim sum places would be. Like it wouldn't be like like someone like shrugging and saying something Chinese and then walking off and then like, okay, I don't know, like, and then you had to say it to some other guy, like, hey, you seem like our waiter. Like when we needed help, like they gave us help, so I thought it was good. They were very attentive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's great. I mean, as part of being a soft opening, right? I mean, again, they're like working things out, but I think it was like a strong impression for us, for our visit. So I was glad to see that.
Yeah, it was really good. I hope that their staff keeps showing up to work because I think it would suck if they didn't. Because like recently I had gone to like a seafood boil place in like I don't know if you call it the OC or what, and then they only had like two people on the floor.
Oh man.
And then like it was like impossible to get like one of the tables bussed and stuff. So it was like making seating hard. So we were waiting. I mean, luckily none of us were hungry yet. Like we just like decided to meet up. So you just tell like how staffing is just so hard in some restaurants right now.
Absolutely.
But I loved it. It was good.
Yeah, good. No, let's continue kind of talking a little bit more. I mean, we had also the shumai, which was also, quite good. Just larger versions of your, what you expect from a typical shumai.
I mean, everything came out like super hot, like came right out of the steamer. Like,
exactly.
It wasn't sitting there, or it wasn't like I'd like to think that maybe they started cooking like right when the people got, there, or maybe a little bit before, because nothing tasted dry. Nothing tasted old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we're glad when we went, when we did, right? We were there pretty early, right at the start. So getting seated right away and getting served right away. I think we got first dibs, so I think that was pretty good. I want to get your take there on the abalone. On that dish, that was a pretty high ticket item, to be honest.
Oh my god! So they have this dish of abalone. It's called abalone tart.
Yeah.
If you ever search this on the internet or like check our Instagrams or whatever, it's beautiful. It's like this like really like buttery baked tart with this huge piece of abalone on top, and then there's like a glossy like sauce. I kind of had to deconstruct it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you were trying to bite it.
It did deconstruct it in front of me. As I was picking it up, it kind of fell apart, to be honest.
The crust that they used was like, I don't even know what kind of a crust to like describe, but it was very like crumbly. Like, but what I did was I just kind of took it on the plate and I started eating what was under it at first.
No.
Was that like sausage to you or something like that? Or it could be abalone. I'm not sure.
I feel like it might have been a pork, like minced pork with the caramelized onion in there too.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was like really savory.
Exactly.
And then I tried to maybe like get like try to bite a piece off of the abalone, but it was so firm that I had no choice but to like eat the whole thing.
Yeah, it was firm, but it wasn't like tough. You know what I mean? Like, like when you finally bite into it, like it's easy to give away, and then you can. It's just that you do need a little bit of force to. Yeah. Once you.
Like I wonder, like if I was the wait staff, like I wonder if maybe to offer to at least cut the abalone or something like that in two.
Interesting.
But I wonder if it'll cut under scissors.
Oh, mate.
Because I tried to do it for a second, like with the knife and fork, and then I can just like feel the firmness of the abalone, and I was like, if I try to push down any harder, like the pastry's gonna split and go all over my sweater. Yeah,
it's a little slippery. I admit. Yeah.
It was delicious though. It was like really savory and like rich, and we at that point we'd be eating everything steamed, so I was like, I need something like crispy or something to like offset the texture.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I think that was a solid choice, a very good dish.
I was going to say another thing that was weird was when we got the list, a lot of stuff that we wanted that we kept on seeing in photos was like crossed out. But luckily when I saw like other tables get those items, I kind of asked like the guys like, hey, is this available? Like, can I order this? And they were like,
because you saw other people get those items.
So I'm wondering if these were like pre-crossed out just to like give them some like breathing room.
Maybe it's possible. Maybe they were 86 from the previous day.
Yeah, they just didn't want to print out. I don't understand like restaurants that don't want to reprint out, fucking menus. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I work in the restaurant industry now. Like, I don't like seeing like, what is it like? These pens. I don't like seeing like these ink pens like crossed out on a menu. Just reprint a menu.
Sure.
Yeah. or just like have a sign like, hey, we're out of this or something like that, or have the waiters like, hey, before you order, really so sorry and like, regret to inform you, we're out of this right now. But yeah, there are a lot of, like, we never got to try the Wagyu puff pastry. I didn't see it going to anyone's table, so I don't think that they had it available. But luckily, we ended up seeing the lobster egg roll.
Yes.
Which was delicious.
Yes. Good call.
Lovely and fried. And like real, legit lobster. Like, this isn't like imitation crab. This isn't langoustine. This is like lobster. Yeah. So that was nice.
Like you described, a nice soft lobster in like this this very crispy fried shell that you said shatters when you bite into it. It's a very good description. And it's this batter that just is very lacy, so it's light, it's lacy, and it shatters when you bite into it. And then it also comes with like that kind of mayo kind of sauce.
I kind of like, at first I was like, oh, man, I don't think I need this with mayo, but then I dipped
then you did it, and you're like, oh,
it helped it. Yeah.
I mean, again, when you think about it, with a lobster roll, you have you usually line it with mayo, right? I mean,
it depends. Some places will do butter poached. I think it's like, what is it like? It's like New England or Connecticut or like Cape Cod or some shit like that. Like, it's like clam chowder. Like, is it Boston or is it like New England?
Oh,
like, is it red or is it?
Oh, okay.
So like, is it butter poached or is it mayo?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you are from any of those areas, let us know. Give us feedback as to what you put on your lobster roll.
No, but I get it. Like, I just find it interesting that like Chinese, I don't really see mayo, and then it's like dim sum. It's like, do you want a side of mayo?
Interesting, yeah.
It's peculiar.
Yeah, very odd, very out of place, but still very delicious. It was a good pairing. And then we'll get, and this next one we want to get to is the I think an item that you had really looked at closely, the scallops, topped with the morel.
Yeah, that just looks really. For one, I've never actually had a morel, and then it just looked so good in the photos.
And just remind us what exactly that is.
The morel, it's a mushroom.
Okay.
It looks like, it's almost like honeycomb, like the top of it. It's like brown. And what they do is they put it on top of like a steamed dumpling. Like, I don't even know if it was, I think it was like a mushroom dumpling. It's funny, this place doesn't have like any prompts, like nothing is like gluten-free, vegetarian.
No,
like, so if you're rolling with those guys, I suggest you just get them a plate of string beans or something like that. Like, because there was like no, even when you get the menu, there's no pictures, there's no explanations. It's like minced pork dumpling,
right? Exactly,
that's it. Like, that's all it's gonna say, and the price. So I don't even know what we were eating, but it was really soft and it was good. It was hot. Like, it was really savory. Like I said, a lot of the stuff came like super fresh, like right out of the window, the service window, like to our plates. So there were times where I just had to like wait for a second because I just knew I was gonna burn my mouth and my lips.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. If you just went straight into it, you had to take a moment.
Yeah.
But that was a very good. I mean, obviously it was just a very soft, kind of a mushroom on top of that. I think it was scallops, right? Like a dumpling.
It was like a seafood.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's like, could I tell you what was in it? No,
but it was good.
Yeah.
So
it was like really good.
Yeah. And then we also follow that with the XLBs, the Shalong Baos.
That was actually really substantial. Like, that was starting to get me like super full by the time that came. And I don't. Were you like thinking about getting 2 trays or just one would be enough?
Honestly, just one was fine.
Good. I think the saddest part was like 2 of them were came like bleeding already.
Right.
Like, we're out of like soup.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
They had already popped or something. Yeah. So.
I think if I wouldn't have needed to have them if I was to do this meal again.
You could do without them.
I could do without them, yeah, because they were substantially bigger than Din Tai Fung's.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I didn't get to try like the broth because another thing is they didn't really give us spoons.
Right.
So
that's right.
Like,
so when you bite into them, then everything just pours out.
Yeah, like 2 of them split on me. Like, so it's like I really didn't get a lot of soup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I have to remember other places. Actually, when I think about it, I'm not really sure if I usually get xiaolongbao at dim sum. I'm sure they're available, but I guess I don't order them, typically. Usually go to Din Tai Fung or some other dumpling spot, just for those. But that's interesting. But you're right. The ratio of like the meat, it was like a meatball, like literally meatball. It really was legit meatball, dense meat.
Yeah, because the mouthfeel, I was like, okay, that was a little bit more than what I was expecting to be in a xiaolongbao.
Right. So that was interesting. Okay, well we can attack that again differently if we go back. But the egg tarts were good. We had those
the egg
too.
tarts were great.
Right?
Yeah.
Just perfectly set, just nice and they were
like
warm and
jiggly.
Yeah, just enough.
Enough. And then the pastry wasn't that crumble. Sometimes you go to dim sum place and the crust is crumbly, kind of like what the abalone crust was, but this was like a puff pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah, these were I would have not minded getting another set.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, remember, they did come by with another.
Well, I can tell, so they weren't really floating around, but I think, like I said, when we were all sitting down, it's like that, and then the pork buns and stuff, it was like they could make them in bulk. So it's like if there wasn't anyone to run food, I bet they were like, go run these egg tarts because that'll buy us some time with all the customers. Most likely if they ordered it, mark it off, give it to them immediately. And that's like one less thing that we have to worry about on their ticket. Yeah.
Okay. But we'll make sure to keep that in mind to try again because that was really good. And then just lastly, I wanted to... this one's for John because these were the minced pork dumplings, or as he affectionately refers to them as the football. So Carmen is very well conditioned to understand what that means, but it's it's the minced pork, the filling, but in the fried kind of mochi, right, kind of dumpling ball. Well, it was more in the shape of a teardrop in this case.
It was cute. Like, to me, I was like, I feel like I'm eating food out of an anime or something like that.
Little anime. But that one, I thought that was really good too, as far as...
It was really light.
Yeah.
Usually that, like, to me, that and the sesame ball, even though I do like those, are kind of like, they're just so heavy sometimes where you'll eat one and then you finally get to the meat and then you're kind of like your palate is just like burnt out because it's like it was oily, it was heavy, but it was crispy, mostly oily. Yeah,
mostly oily. Yeah,
I didn't feel that much, and I think that was like pretty shocking to me that I didn't feel that. However, I like one for me was enough. But I liked it.
Okay.
I said that when I was at the table. I was like, I would love to eat this. This is like good people watching food. Like, I would love to eat this and maybe walk around Disneyland or something and just like, like have no agenda in my head. Just eat it and then just look at people and just take it as it is. Yep. Take life as it is. I was going to say, there's got to be a term for food like that where it's like, you're just eating this food is good to just like, to just be, and I think that one of those, that's a dish that's definitely like I like, but like I said, it's like, to me, it's conceptually heavy. Like, if you were to order that and eat that first, you wouldn't be able to order dishes. I think that was nice that came at the end. Yeah.
Whether it was intended or not. Actually, initially we didn't remember if we actually ordered it.
I kept on looking through like our roster, and I was like, did we order this? I don't even know.
I did not see the word football on that list.
Well, not only that, they were also like trying to drop off shit that we already had. Exactly. Like, I was like, oh no, man, we already got this.
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, a lot to keep track of or try to remember, what we had or not.
Yeah.
So, oh man. But yeah, you're right. It was good to kind of have it towards the end. But in itself, it was a nice and light, very crispy on the outside, but like just past that initial layer, like really nice glutinous, mochi inside.
Yeah, and then there was like a little bit of like almost like I felt like I tasted like, I don't know, it was cilantro or maybe the pandan that they used to
make it, because it was green, right?
So
sorry, that's another detail.
Maybe. Yeah, it was really bright and green.
So we'll have to see. For any of you dim sum experts or linguistic, I don't know. Like, if you know what's in there, let us know. Okay.
Yeah. Contact us.
And for any linguistic experts, if you have a term for the type of food that Jammers is talking about that you can have and just be, let us know as well. Okay. But that was, I think, mostly what we had at Bistro 1968. Overall, it sounds like our impressions were pretty positive.
Yeah, like I like that place. Like I said, it was really attentive and it seemed really nice, and I was very happy.
Yeah, so a good start, and I know they're still going through like a soft opening, but we hope they continue to keep up the good service and good food.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make sure to find our way back there very soon. So very nice, very nice. Well, as we kind of continue to move, look forward to places like these and in the new year. I don't know. I just wanted to get your take on places that other places maybe that you might be looking forward to, or that are on your mind that you'd want to try or revisit. You know, I don't know. On the other hand, you know, if there are other places that you have visited in the past year that, I mean, this is a whole range of things. I have no idea, but
I think
where we're going with this. But
2023, it's like, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm going to do like next week, but I can tell you that I didn't really visit a lot of places in 2022 for reasons why I think I was just tired.
Sure.
And then, like I said, the last job that I had, like my days off were about the same as most restaurants.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was able to go to some of these restaurants
and visit those others. Yeah.
Yeah. So I made a tiny list. It's a very small list, but I feel like you know, it was really quality over quantity this year.
Well, go for it.
I also think that like the foodie culture in general is just like really oversaturated with nepo babies and
oh boy,
you know, nepo babies TikToking shit and fucking just random people TikToking where they went and like what your blah 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 says about you and stuff. But I think I was mostly tired, where I think there were days where I just like didn't even leave the house, DoorDash chicken or something like that from a Peruvian joint, and then that was it. So I do have a list. So you know what opened up in 2022 in Pasadena was Tartine.
Oh, the bakery?
Yeah, and I never really got to experience the Malfactory in downtown on the Row. I definitely had all the books by Chad Robinson that I never got to cook out of because they were just very intimidating, but I have them. But yeah, delicious like croissants, like super laminated. I mean, they just know what they're doing. I'm not a fan of like what is it, like almond paste, but their Frangipan like croissant is my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have a ham and cheese croissant, amazing also. But yeah, so that was a thing that I in my archives on Instagram that I visited was Tartine. Another one is a Pasadena staple that has been here for a while that I think only local people know, but I ended up ordering a lot of call-in like pickups because they don't have their inside isn't open yet. Is Top Restaurant.
Okay.
That is actually an Indonesian / like Hawaiian food joint.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really nice people, like a really old couple like run it. Definitely give them your business. They don't do any like DoorDash or anything, but they do take like, you call their restaurant, closed on Mondays, but they have a fried fish like musubi along with the usual spam musubi. You know, short ribs like tempura. They do nasi goreng, which is a fried rice from Indonesia.
Oh, yeah.
They have nasi goreng. They have like Indonesian fried chicken, like a really good place.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of like Pasadena people order there.
They go there, yeah.
Yeah, really good. They also have this really good combination for $30 where you choose, I think you get like an order of rice, and then you can choose whatever. So usually me and my friends, we did barbecue pork and ribs with a side of like shrimp tempura, and all of it was like $30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, along with like macaroni salad, and it was delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I don't even like macaroni salad, and I was eating this, so really good. Another one that I went to that I'm just really scratching the surface of the SGV is Duck's Restaurant. It's a Japanese restaurant, and I had their katsu curry there, and it was really good too. I also had their karaage. It's really, really good. The curry. I mean, R.I.P. Curry House. There's like no really decent curry places to go to. I think to me the only good curry places now is Katsu Sando.
Okay.
in Chinatown, but sometimes I don't want to go to Chinatown.
Right, exactly.
Even though it is 15 minutes away. And because Ducks is 10 minutes away. And I know I can go get Bopo Mopo, like boba, like around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that's nice about the SGV. So that was a really good place. Another place I ended up going to was La Cita.
Oh, wow.
Because before I was going to Lhasa.
Well, yes.
Yeah. And then
Lhasa.
I decided to go to La Cita with a friend, and I loved it. Yeah. Their prawns. Their prawn dish is really good. Their pork is really they like really dialed it in. I like their chicken fat fried, you know, the rice that they have that they use like the chicken drippings with.
Oh man.
Yeah, really good. Laura Lou makes their dessert. Shout out to Laura Lou. They're like really good people.
Yeah.
They make amazing pies. They also have a kiosk in the Far East Plaza.
Yeah.
Like I really liked. Speaking of Far East Plaza, from the same maker of PRD was Gatsu LA.
Yeah.
So this is Instagram based from the makers of PRD, and they do a katsu. They do like a katsu pop up every now and then. I suggest you follow them on Instagram, and they do like a really nice set where you can either get it with egg and rice. That one style. I forgot what Gatsudon, I guess, with rice and like a soy sauce or something like that. And then they do another one, which is my favorite, which is the curry. And they use the pork from Pete's and Barnett's pork. So it's really thick, and like the fat cap is like wild.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like so insane. So I really so whenever they do a pop up, like definitely just get on it and schedule something. And they're also very like receptive if you're running late or if you can't pick up and then you get something to pick up. They're just really good about that too. Because the last time I think I was like running into some issues at work, and then I ended up being super late, but luckily they were just really nice about it, and they like held my order until I got there, and then they cooked it fresh.
Oh man.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a really good place, so definitely follow them. Finally, and like I said, this is a short list of 2022 for the places I visited. Tempura Carlos Jr. in Torrance.
Wait a minute, what? Say that again.
Tempura Carlos Jr.
Okay.
That place is delicious. So I guess this guy is he's from Peru as well. And he like specializes in tempura. And you can get like these, it's in Torrance, and you got to get there early too, because there is a wait. The place is small.
Okay.
They do sushi as well. I think that's at night, but I mean, really the star is the tempura bowls. So I think there's one thing to sleep on. There's one thing that you can't sleep on is to get a side of eel tempura and seaweed tempura.
Okay.
Yeah, it's delicious. I definitely want to go back there. It's Torrance. It's like a very long drive, but I definitely
for you.
Yeah. They're open like 7 days a week or something like that.
I just saw that. That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely go there.
And how did you find out about this place here?
You know what? I don't know. I think a lot of times what I'll do is I'll follow, people, like local people that I like, and I'll see who they follow. And then I'll kind of just go into a deep rabbit hole if I like them or not. And then through there, I get like different ideas on cooking and stuff like that. But I mean, I think for 2022 and then the rest of the year, like even after I got a new job, like I just really didn't go to restaurants that often because I just did not have the money. And then even with this new job paying me more money, I get paid once a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, even now, I think I have, what's the date today? Today is the
7th?
No, it's the 8th.
Oh, man.
So I have $200 to last me 18 days.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. After everything is paid off. So I've actually been cooking a lot at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of things do you like to cook?
Okay, so there's this TikTok. I hate to use TikTok because, like, I think I was one of those people that was like, I'll never look at TikTok. But, like, now it's like I have to set a timer on my phone to, like, only look at TikTok, X amount of minutes. And even then, I think now I think I'm only going to let myself look at TikTok when I'm on the treadmill because it really is a time suck.
Yeah, sometimes it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
deep rabbit hole.
Sometimes it's a good time suck. Sometimes it's mostly bad. But there's a site called Cabbages. It's a young couple in New York. It's a Japanese couple in New York, and they really just cook like these Japanese or whatever meals like together, and they lace it over really nice music.
Oh wow.
So I've been making a couple things like off of whatever they've been making, because it's just so simple, and they're like a simple couple. I think my favorite thing that I did was a rolled tonkatsu. So you take like really thin strips of like pork, like essentially shabu shabu pork almost.
Okay, yeah.
And then you take maybe 4 slices and kind of like fan it out, and kind of like, and then what you do is you smear yuzu kosho.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, or you use really thin sliced cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost like a cordon bleu without the ham. Like if you really break it down, and then you roll it, so it's like a pinwheel.
Oh, wow.
And then you flour dust it, you dip it in oil, and then you roll it in like katsu, and then you deep fry it. Unfortunately, what I've been doing is smearing yuzu kosho and putting like Swiss cheese.
Anything wrong with that? I don't
Yeah,
think
so it's like gooey and it's like spicy, and
yeah, absolutely.
it's really nice. And so I've been doing that, and then making I think it's called like hijiki rice. So it's like hijiki is like a seaweed. So you cook rice, and then inside the same pot you put a little bit of sesame oil, soy sauce, and hijiki, and then you cook it, and then you just stir it up. So so that's what I'll serve on the side of it.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I mean, and you made that? Dang.
Yeah, and yeah. So if you follow me, you can see some of these things under Cooking Jammers. That's like my hashtag.
Nice.
And then another game that I like to play, calling it, I only get paid once a month. What am I going to make in my fridge? And honestly, like if you know how to make a lot of basics, and then you have like a lot of like condiments and spices on it, you can like make a lot of stuff. I recently made a kimchi jjigae.
Ooh.
Yeah, with like some pork belly as well. Like yeah, I just saute onions, garlic, kimchi, a little bit of the soy sauce, sesame oil, kimchi, and then either water. But I had chicken broth on hand.
Yeah.
Like during the pandemic, I amassed like quite a few cans of random stuff.
Oh, sure.
So I've been kind of actually like been going through it, kind of using it. And then I'm not gonna lie, like some of these things like expired like 2021, like early 2022.
That's a suggestion, okay?
I guess it's a suggestion, because like I busted them open, like they didn't look weird, they didn't like chicken broth, like I just busted it, and I was like, okay, well, it tastes the same, so
exactly.
Yeah, so I've been doing that, and I look forward to like cooking more, I guess, this year. Until I can figure out a budget or something like that for being paid like once a month. Yeah, it's not bad, but I mean, ideally it would be great if I can be paid like bi-weekly. Yeah, because it's just like, it's like you have so much money, and then you have like no money like after 2 days. Exactly. It's like crazy. But yeah, in terms of, do you have a list for 2023?
For me?
Yeah.
Not quite. I think all the places you mentioned, then I'll add to my list now. I think, honestly, because
Angela goes to way more places than I do.
I know, but I feel like I just visit like the same kinds of places. I don't know, like I just visit my hits or whatever.
Would you say you went to more barbecue places this year? I feel like you didn't go to a lot of barbecue places this year.
Maybe not as much, but I think the overall proportion is still a little more than other types of food. But yeah, I mean, so I did try a couple of new spots for barbecue. Out closer in kind of Long Beach area. One of them was called Battambang, and that's a like Cambodian, like Texas style kind of fusion barbecue thing. So that guy he just infuses like a lot of Cambodian flavors with his barbecue. It's pretty solid overall. I mean, like as barbecue as it is, like that Texas style. So the brisket, the ribs, and even like he has like kind of the Cambodian style sausage in there.
Oh wow!
It's a little sweet, a little kind of tangy, and it's pretty good. And then he'll dress them up on a like kind of a noodle dish or whatever, depending on what he's serving up. But that one that was like one of them. That was pretty good. I like, again, but in addition to like the spots that you mentioned, I mean, I'll have to add those to my list. I think we still need to go to Safi's. I don't think we've had the chance to.
No, I have not.
To visit
I keep seeing it. I low-key almost got hired working there as a server, and then I like that's like a whole. That's not really a whole other story, but.
Oh, we can save it for another story. That's fine. But yeah, but Safi's, for those.
I don't doubt it. Like Ori and Genevieve make. I mean, it's amazing. I'm sure it's not going to suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Bavel is amazing, Bestia is amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, Safi has to be good.
Yeah, but for now it's a dinner time spot. I mean, they got like coffee and stuff, and I think pastries in the morning. But
yeah,
I think we're waiting for that lunch service to come out. To be set at some point. And then Yongbon, I think I'd like to go there.
I would like to go there. I want to try their wings, and I definitely want to try their soft serve.
Yeah. Just like a very elevated version of, good comfort food. I think it's what we need to, look forward to. I don't know. Sometimes, again, I'll just, for those who do follow me at Dumb and Hungry, I mean, I honestly have, admittedly not as active on the posting. I do a lot of stories and stuff, but on the actual posts, I'm pretty slow to it. But, this last week, I've been kind of posting up kind of an album
like so many
each
volumes.
day.
How many volumes do you plan on doing?
We're towards the tail end here.
You're at 6
okay,
right now.
so we'll probably do one more.
Okay, so 7.
I don't know. Like, I call them the greatest hits, but it's basically like all the places I've been to.
I was like, he's like all the places he's been to.
But when I think about it, that's quite a bit, right? I mean,
it's a lot.
Okay, probably too much for one man.
Well, I mean, like, also, like you've been to these places before. Like, you have Moose up there. I know you've been there. Goldberger, we love Goldberger.
Yes,
Alan,
absolutely. Yeah. Shout out Alan.
Yeah, it's like I know you've been there. Like we've been there for years. You know.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just a lot of places that we've visited and revisited. But I think a couple new spots, as I mentioned, that barbecue spot. I also got to visit Pija Palace. That's out in...
I need to go there.
Yeah.
I also have my friend's water bottle that works there.
Well,
so shout out to Abby.
Oh.
I need to give that to her. It's like been in my car for months. I need to give that to
Abby,
you.
Then you need to...
She's not listening to this podcast.
You need to link up, okay?
Someone let her know I have her water bottle in my car.
We need to make that happen. But Pija Place... or Palace was a fantastic place. It's very casual, like Indian, like American fusion sports bar, So you got
that's really interesting.
Yeah. So you have like these really well, kind of fried wings with this kind of green sauce on there, and then with the cilantro kind of cream too. And then you have the pizza too, as well. That taste of like
chutney and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like very, very. You can definitely taste, those Indian flavors in there properly, but in a very casual, like easy to, kind of form that we're more. The America is more familiar with, I guess. So that was very good. Obviously, places like Marisco Salisco is always going to be
always a staple.
Go-to. We. This was another spot, another barbecue spot. This is Axiom in Long Beach. They they do just really
like pasta.
It's like a garlic noodle dish. Yeah.
Are they Asian?
No, actually.
Garlic noodle. Okay.
But I don't remember. But they.
That looks so rich. Like
it is very rich. I admit.
Garlic noodles, and then you're gonna like put a fat slice of brisket on top. I don't think it's bad, but.
No, it's not bad,
but
it is rich. But it is a lot.
Like if I was building a house, I would love a plate of that.
Bulk up first.
Yeah. That's like build a house food.
Get your gains in. You know. We've been to Le Coupe.
I love Le Coupe. Le Coupe, I went when it was a ghost kitchen, and then I was very sad when it closed. But I knew they were going to come back, like in some sort of form, and I just never can make it out to Mid City.
Yeah, I know it's tough, but now they're like, it's like K-Town, where they're at now. It's on Melrose and Western. So if you can kind of picture that intersection, it's pretty good.
No, their shit is good. I mean, I will never eat a chicken sandwich in my life ever again, but
if you had to,
I'm not.
Okay.
But I mean, they have like chicken skins, and they have like a deboned thigh. I like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
their sides are really good.
The corn ribs, I think, are just
the corn ribs are
just
amazing.
Something, absolutely above. So, and then I think in this album too, just the following pick, just down the street, we got the emergency services coming through.
That's okay.
Everyone's getting a heart attack or something just listening to this. So, we've mentioned this spot before, like on this podcast, but this is a spot called Gultong, also in K-Town, just down on Western, going south. This guy is pretty interesting because he, it's just like a one-man operation. He takes the orders, he cooks, he takes the payment, he just does everything. But he makes a really good, Korean fried chicken. He's got some interesting kind of sauces and toppings on there. I mean, you've got this original kind of one right here, but then this other one is kind of glazed in a kind of a fruitier kind of sweet sauce.
I'll definitely hit that up because my cousin lives like pretty central to all that action, like where we can walk to it. So I'll put that on the list.
This was a spot from your friend that you told me about, the Straight Up Tacos.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lachelle.
Lachelle, okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, this I was coming home from that area one time, and I finally got a chance to go out there and had some very good tacos. A lot of them they got the type, the beef, chicken, and pork and things, but they have a lot of good plant-based and vegan options too, which I tried, and I thought they were very good. Even without any other protein.
What I like is she came from like fine dining, because that's where we linked up, and that's how we knew each other, because we worked in a fine dining area. So I haven't been there, unfortunately, but I can definitely tell you that the product there is treated with respect, and it's not a burn and turn place. It's definitely all about quality there. So big ups to them.
No, I'm glad too. Thank you for turning me on to that, because that was a good move. So
I was gonna say, one thing I definitely want to go 2023 would be Willie Mays.
Sure.
It's in fucking the west side, so I don't know.
All the way in Venice, yeah.
It's like I'm going to have to clear a day.
I think so.
It's fucking to go to the west side is like an excursion for me.
It is. It's a field trip, man.
People talk shit about the valley to go to the valley, and yes, it does feel like an excursion to go to the valley now that I don't live there, but
so does the west side.
Yeah, the west side is, especially coming from Pasadena, it's like you got to pass like all these cities just to get there. I definitely want to put Willie Mays on the list for 2023.
Yeah.
I'd like to put like a little bit more fine dining. I was looking at my list for like restaurants that I visited in 2022. It's not that long, but if I was to include the restaurants I had worked at, like Cato, but it's like, I got a piece of something, so it's like I never got to experience the dishes like full.
Yeah, you just get like small morsel of something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or like, okay, guys, here, 20 of you, here's the fish dish. Everyone get like a tiny piece and a smear of sauce, and and then verbalize the whole fucking dish to someone. Like, okay, well, from what I tasted. And I get customers to be like, "Oh, have you tried that?" And I was like, I'd be like, "Yeah, I got like a smear."
Just off the plate.
And then I remember they were even like, "Do you get a discount?" Or like, "Have you ever eaten here?" And I'm just like, I think I remember I told them like, "Oh, when I got hired, I was like, oh, I'd love to take my parents here." But then I saw the price tag and I was like, "Oh, I can only take half a parent." And I told them like, when I mean half a parent, like maybe a leg or an arm, like maybe their top half so they can eat. Like I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I would like to maybe splurge and go to one place or something. Maybe for my birthday I'll do that. I don't know. To just like treat myself or something. But yeah, this year I couldn't tell you, like I said, it's like a very small list. And then other than that, I was like making food at home, or maybe just like door dashing really quick stuff. Here and there. And then even now that I get paid monthly, like I've kind of like really like it's really decreased, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Because like I'm finding being more resourceful cooking at home and stuff.
Yeah, I should probably slow down a little bit too.
Yeah, you got a house now. So.
Oh man, I know. I'm telling you. But it's nice. It's fun when we can go on some of these food adventures.
Well, I mean, you're about to. You're going to. I mean, this guy's going to Austin, the Philippines, like within the next.
That's true.
Month.
That's
so
right.
I can't wait to hear about those. I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. Yeah, group of us are gonna go out to Austin the first weekend of February, and then the week following, then I'll be traveling to the Philippines with my family.
That should be interesting, just the Philippines, because I just feel like the world as a whole has like gone into this, changed into this. Before, like, eating was like a means to an end, and then now eating is like such a culture. So. It's like,
yeah, I think we definitely got more
to see what's out there.
Yeah, I think we decided as a people to be more indulgent, I think, with some of the things that we get to eat.
For sure.
Whether it's stuff we make ourselves or stuff we just get because we want to indulge, I think.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the show is literally about what did we eat? What did we make? It's like, so whoever thought that there was going to be shows about this, or like, TikToks, like... even when we were at the dim sum place, like there was two girls behind us, and they were looking at a TikTok and looking at the food and trying to figure out the dishes. And I ended up talking to them, and I wanted to let them know, like, hey, it looks like you can order it, but just ask if it's available, because it looks like a lot of them will be ordering. And they're like super nice. And, I can't help but like talk to random people now since since that's all that my job was about a year ago.
Yeah, you're compelled to like talk to people now.
Yeah, and I think it's nice, I actually kind of like that. I do that now. But yeah, like it's so weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I've seen some action with the Philippines in terms of like TikTokers out there and what they're cooking and stuff, and then the restaurants. Like, I think you can find a smash burger place. I think
sure.
It would be interesting if you can find like a Texas barbecue place out there or something like that.
Okay.
And I think that's maybe something that it's like Hawaii. Like, I talked to someone that's from Hawaii, and they're like, if we can find a place that can do like proper Mexican food, I think they can make like a killing. So who knows? I'm like, I hope you're doing your research to see what's out there.
Yeah, as far as the Philippines go, I probably need to do more research. We have a lot of family out there, but I don't really know, how many of them are like keep up with the food stuff over there,
Yeah, or like, just like, I bet you the street food's going to be crazy.
Oh,
like,
I bet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
It's probably going to be like dollar hits, but like for real dollar hits.
Yeah, for real dollar hits, yeah.
So I'm excited to hear about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep you updated. So, oh man. But for Austin too, I mean, trust me, I have a plan. I don't know. I asked the others for suggestions and stuff, but I definitely have my own plans.
I think they're just gonna follow wherever you go.
It's gonna be all...
Is there what is it? Is it Buc-ee's or something like that?
Yeah.
Is there a Buc-ee's out there?
Yeah,
Are you gonna go there? Are you planning to go there?
That's like a gas station convenience store kind of thing.
I think you should go there because that's not really like gas station convenience, like in terms of.
But you got huge stores, right? It's not. Yeah. I mean, they call it convenience, but it's a huge store. It's almost like a
LA. That's not a thing like bodega culture, like New York.
Absolutely.
And then I remember I used to live in Michigan, and we called them party stores where you can buy like pizza and grinders and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
LA doesn't really have that if you think about it. It's just you just get household things or like a 40 or something like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think we're a little bit behind in that culture too.
I think so. I think that, and there's only really a very, very small handful of places that you see pop up or set up. And again, that's more of a specialized thing that you see underground
it's
or
like
whatever.
A residency or something, and then they're gone. After a month.
Yeah. So you got to be in the know.
Yeah.
But elsewhere, it's pretty commonplace. So, but Buc-ee's, I mean, in addition to being a gas station, the convenience store, it's huge. It serves. It's almost like a small department store. It
looks amazing. Like I want to go there.
And super clean too, and
it's not trashy like a Walmart.
No, exactly. So that's pretty good. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in the coming year, and so a lot we'll look forward to sharing as well. But if there's anything else on your list that you kind of wanted to share, you had in mind, but if not, I wanted to kind of touch at least a little bit on something I wanted to talk about at some point, and this was regarding the LA Times 101 list of the best restaurants in LA, and this is a list that's released annually by the LA Times, headed by, in this case, Mr. Bill Addison, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of food out here in LA, and there's only so many ways I think you can like so-called rank or like group or I
just think this
spotlight.
Ranking is really difficult because I mean, for one, like R.I.P. Jonathan Gold, because like this is technically really his list, and I don't know if Bill Addison is really like, I don't know, I'm not really into any of these critics like Jen Harris and Bill Addison. It's like, do we really want to take their opinion? Do we really? I think that everything needs new blood at this point. Like, like I'm looking at the list and it's like, yes, that place is good. Yes, that place is good. They've been on the list for like the last 5 years.
Right.
And then, yes, some restaurants like Safi's, have broken through. And I think that there needs to be more of a break. I think they need to dig deeper into mom and pop restaurants. It's like how much pampering do you guys want, for it to qualify as a good restaurant? And I'm trying to think like I think that what's the one, like Asian fusion, I think that they should honestly break through. I think that Creme Caramel, Lara Lu, I think those places like have enough like traction to break through a list like this. I'm not just saying that because they're Filipino places, but I mean they've been around for quite a few years, and and I think that they should get the accreditation. You know, I saw new places pop up like, you know, like Hallbosch has been there for a while. I mean, shout out to Hallbosch. They finally got like Michelin star.
I know, right? Yeah.
And I have like another bone to pick up the Michelin
rating
system. Okay. Just the fact that it's like so new in LA and it's like, oh, we're Michelin rated now. Like, so now it's like way harder to get in, you know? I feel like LA doesn't need like accreditation like that, because I think that the word of mouth from the people and like, you know, all of us and local people that go should be enough, you know? Yeah, like Moose, like Osteria Mozza, like Cheesebaka, they've been on the list for so long. And I think that there might need to be a list of like, instead of like LA 101 best times, it should be like tried and true, and then just leave them up there. And then like 101 new things. Like these are restaurants that are only like 5 years, like 5 years or less, like running, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think they need to start to break out to that, because I think that it's also kind of like taking away from some places that
need more recognition, that really deserve that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it's, I don't know if that's just me or like maybe in seeing the exposing of these restaurants from like social media and stuff. Like I think Pizza Palace is like a big example. Like definitely they deserve to be on 101 and definitely they're overexposed. Like I see them in tons of like TikToks and stuff like that, but I guess it's great, right? Because that's attraction. So that's in a way like how new places like that break through. But there are some places like, you know, taco places that you've gone to that have been around, like, you know, Evil Tacos or whatever. Like, I think they should have broken through. Or maybe there should be like a new up and comers, like with the potential of becoming a real restaurant, or like this is a must. Like to me, like Evil Cooks is like a must. I think that you should definitely go there.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Addison, if you're listening to this, you got your new deputy kind of critic right here.
Don't blacklist me, God damn it!
No, quite the opposite. Let's bring her on board and get the new list going. You know, it's interesting. I don't know if this is I don't know. I'm just making this analogy, but in the barbecue world, there is the Texas Monthly Top 50, which is the best of the best, you know, barbecue joints. Like period, I guess, you know, the authority by Mr. Daniel Vaughn. But in addition to that, and this is a list that's released, I think, every 3 years. So the most recent one is from 2021, I believe. But anyway, in addition to that, there is also subsequent lists to what you're saying. Like, you know, you have the top 50, but you have like, let's say the top 25 or so of like the up and comers, right? Like they're truly excellent, you know, and they're still new, and you know, they
like, is it going to take more work to make these lists? Probably, but like, were you going to eat there anyways? Yeah, you were going to eat there anyways.
I think so.
Know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
No, of course.
I mean, it's kind of like, I hate to say it, like, it's sometimes boring, you know, like, okay, like this is a terrible analogy. Remember when like the Lakers were just winning all the time?
Okay,
we love that though. But in a way, it was like, okay, they're like winning all the. I would love to see someone else break through. Like I hate to see them lose, but it would be so great if like someone would break through. Like I think that we need to start giving like other places chances. Especially in a time of the way things are like cost right now. Yeah. You know, like a lot of people are really like not really making a buck, like trying to make food for their restaurant and stuff like that because of inflation. So I just think it would be really good. But yeah, I mean, shout out to whoever made it to the 101, you know. Several restaurants that I've worked at, you know, that are on it, and there's a reason why I wanted to work there, why I was a part of that success, but not mentioned, but I was a part of that success, like great. But yeah, I would love it if like we had like new blood, because we know Mozza is always going to be fire. We always know like Republique is going to be great. Like, you know, we always know that Providence and all those places are going to be good. But I think that you need to start putting them in their own like fine dining.
I see.
Yeah,
their own list with their own pockets.
Yeah.
It's, but you know, in context, right? Putting it in more proper context. Yeah, because you're right. I think it gets crowded, especially in a place here like LA. I don't. Again, well, going back to kind of what you said about, you know, the Michelin stuff, like, it sounds like you don't think that it's. I don't know. It's maybe as important. I suppose
we've gone so long without Michelin stars. It's like, oh, now you want to give us Michelin stars. You know,
but you know, the chefs, I'm sure that those are things that they they're seeking, right? I mean, kind of a lifelong achievement, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure some of them do. But at the same time, like, I feel like you're just chasing it and then you're not really wanting, and yes, you're giving experience, but I don't know, it's kind of like, really, are you doing it for the people? Are you doing it for yourself? And then if you get a Michelin star, great. Or are you doing it for the star? Sometimes it's like stressful to, like, I worked at a Michelin starred restaurant recently, and God, people would just freak out if you just like, I think that guy's like a critic. Oh my God. He's like, keep checking on him. Like, where's he going? What's he doing? He keeps asking questions. Like, I think this guy's a Michelin. Like, so it's like so stressful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, once you have a star, I feel like there's like so much stress that even when you lose it and then you lose it, it's like, oh my God, like now we got to like work on getting it back. And it's like, shouldn't you have been good like since day one anyways? Like,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's like this whole existential like crisis that you're just thinking of. Exactly.
Yeah, I know it's a struggle for that. I think next time I go to, if ever I do find myself at a Michelin star or some other high-end restaurant, I should. I heard like some people they should bring a notebook with me and then just sit down and just start writing stuff down.
I actually want to do that because I think it's just fun to keep a like memory of that. I was going to say my cousin's husband does that. He did that when he went to my restaurant and they all freaked out. And I was like, he's like a mathematician, like smart guy. Like he's not a critic. He's just doing this out of his own leisure. But later on, after I stopped working there and I had a night off and I had dinner at their house, he let me look at the book and I liked it. It was like reason for going, cousin's birthday, like music, really fun music playlist, server, like Jane, really nice, had tattoos, like, so I think that, I saw a TikTok recently where they're like, do that. And then they think you're a fucking critic and then you'll get the best service. Like, I don't think you should do that personally, but I think that if you want to like create like an experience for yourself, especially someone that, you like to go to a lot of restaurants, I think it'd be great if you had different books, like traveling, like Texas, like I went here, like order this, next time don't order that, bring wipes, has bathroom, I think that would be great, and then there are like apps you can do, but there is something about writing it yourself,
journaling it down.
I definitely want to start. Like today I was going to the dim sum place and I was thinking I really need to start like a notebook, like of like places that I can go, that I can be like, this was a great restaurant, like this is the chef, get a copy of the menu, and just kind of collect it like that. I think that would just be nice. I don't want to freak people, staffers out that I'm a critic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Maybe you should just have it labeled on there, this is not...
I am not a critic. This is just leisure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, pretty good. So that, good to get your thoughts on some of that, kind of the one-on-one. I mean, again, a lot of these places that we have on here, I mean, obviously well-deserved, but we would look forward to certainly like, again, more of the underdog, the smaller guys. I don't know.
Yeah, like let's go for the underdogs, But I think Moo's barbecue was like, to me, I was like really happy that
Good. They were pretty high up there,
Yeah, they work their asses off.
They sure do.
That couple, Michelle and
Andrew.
Yeah, super nice people. Like, yeah, you always feel like you're a part of a family when they say hi to you. They just make everyone feel welcome. Like, so good. Like, so delicious.
I will say, I just share that because I was there, I don't know, a few days ago, just for dinner, so on my way home, but it was later in the afternoon. So I ordered a small tray. They had all the meats and stuff. By the way, like all the meats were still excellent by around that still later afternoon, and the brisket was still nice and moist. Okay,
so
sorry.
Good.
All right, but anyway, like I was inside, and there was another couple that had ordered before me, and they were seated at a table just across. And I think they're also, I want to say they're also maybe restaurant people, but I'm not. I just don't know. Like, but for sure, like Michelle was there, and she had visited them at their table and talked to them, and I think I think the restaurant people too, but they were chatting it up, and I'm sure I wanted to talk to her too at some point, but I was almost done with my food, but I'd finished, and then I had thrown away my tossing my tray or whatever, and I was about to head out, and then she made it a point to like kind of point it out and say goodbye before I left, like, oh, goodbye, and so she did kind of recognize and acknowledge me, which I thought was really
she's
great.
Definitely like the face of Moose. And
absolutely,
she's great.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. So I felt a little like shy, I guess, because I didn't want to interrupt what they were talking about there, but I was really glad that she still made it a point to say hello.
Yeah, and we know them when they were just popping up at, like,
exactly.
cafes or like wherever.
Yeah, breweries, and
so amazing.
The whole and all the drama and ups and downs.
They're only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Is it Thursday? Or maybe as soon as Wednesday? Shoot, I don't remember.
Something like that, but I love that they're only open those days. Like, I'm sure there was some schmuck being like, "Why don't you open up 5 days a week? You make so much more." Then they're like, "No."
Yeah.
And I'm totally. I stand next to that. No, it's not an easy thing.
No,
it's not convenient. You just think it's a good idea because it's convenient.
Exactly.
Yeah, their fucking quality is gonna go down if they do that, unless they get more pit masters to help them out or something.
Right.
Or maybe they're like aiming for another spot. Okay, sure, but no, like just keep it as it is. We love it. Maybe you'll challenge yourself down the line or whatever. But they want a healthy work-life balance too. They have like 2 kids, and their kids help out in the restaurant. I think it's super cute.
Exactly.
I think there was one time like one of them wanted to switch games. They're like, "All right, bust tables." And hey, that's how me and my brother did it when we owned a fish market. We wanted a Nintendo. Hey, go sweep the floor
and work
tag
for that.
some cans. Yeah, and I think it's like so cute to see them in their tiny like aprons, just like whizzing around.
Exactly.
I mean, who knows about child labor laws in the U.S., but old-fashioned families that run businesses, like, you work there.
That's right. Good family values.
Yeah, so I love Moose for that.
Yeah, Moose. I'm glad they were high up as they were. Top 10 for sure, I believe.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Heritage was also on there, another excellent barbecue spot.
I have yet to try because it's OC, but
I know.
All of my friends that live in the OC love them.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I've met them too when they came to my work. Really nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has like brisket tattooed on his throat. Like, you better love.
He does, and
barbecue.
They do. Trust me, and they're opening another spot. Not that it's anywhere closer; it's all the way out in Oceanside, but that's more focused as a brewery. So they're making their own brews too, in addition to.
That's a big step.
Yeah, so it's more brew focused with nice different eats there, but they're still keeping obviously their original spot for barbecue,
great.
But. Yeah, a lot of good places, and I hope that if we revisit this again, hopefully we'll see a different type of list, or maybe I don't know.
Damn, I hope so. I mean, I don't know if anyone's listening to this thing. We're not Andrew Wang or fucking Jen Harris or any of these crazy
Mr.
or
Farley,
like whatever fucking sibling of like whatever like Bobby Flay's second niece removed, like nepo babies, but. No, like LA, it's not shy or devoid of like places like the Midwest or something like that. And who knows, like, food is getting more and more popular, and there are people that are starting to just do what they want in terms of what they're cooking and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see like what else like we kind of stumble upon and exchange and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be on more episodes. We could not get our shit together for the Christmas break.
I think we got a little too relaxed, and just enjoying our break a little too much.
Yeah, we were like, let's reschedule, and then like I never got a message. So
I know.
That's why I was like, oh, let's go dim sum and then figure something else out.
There you go. So this is the result of that. So we're jump starting it again.
And I'm excited to, when you come back, maybe like when you come back from the Philippines, like mid-February, late February. Okay. So I can't wait to see like next month to like tell me everything.
Yeah, for sure. Don't worry. You're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere too.
Apparently not. No.
All right, we're gonna keep you around, and we're gonna have you. Just love having you on. So
yeah.
But
thank you.
But I think with that said, I think we've come to the end of another episode. So thank you everyone for joining us. We're excited to bring you more of our adventures with good food and good people. So make sure to reach out. I'm on Instagram at Dumb and Hungry, and she's at Blunt Sarcasm. It's a good name.
I'm just laughing. No, it'd be amazing if you'd like to follow my personal adventures.
Yo, you should definitely do so.
I'm also on Be Real. If anyone does a Be Real. Are you into Be Real yet?
The Be Real TV?
Wait, it's like an app. So you basically just like take a random photo and then that's it for Be Real.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Jammers, you also have a podcast that people can listen to as well, right?
I do. It's all about capoeira. It's called the Capoeira Podcast. I'm actually they're not as the episodes are not as consistent as these may be. But actually I was going to say in January 14th, or the 21st, I'm going to try to hopefully get an audio version of this, but I will be speaking on a panel about capoeira podcasts.
Really?
Out in West Adams. There's a capoeira event and I've been invited to that panel, so that should be really interesting to see what comes out of my mouth.
Oh, wow.
In terms of questions.
Well, we'll look forward to that. I think that's very cool. I know
that'll be exciting.
I know you've been practicing it for a very long time, and so you definitely know your shit. So
yeah. So that's a very niche podcast just like this one, but it's about capoeira, whereas this one's about food.
And that one's called
the Capoeira Podcast. Yeah.
The Capoeira. Okay, don't forget that. It's the authority on capoeira. So
yes.
Very good. But you can also, in addition, you can email us. We have the email hi@dumbandhungry.com. While we are kind of recording this, kind of as a kind of offline, if you will, we also do stream on YouTube normally, so you can jump on us on the chat and maybe chat with us when we are. And then you can also find the audio wherever podcasts are served. But until next time, I'm Angelo.
I'm Jamie.
And on your next food adventure, remember to try one of each.